We'll give you a few yesodos, that you'll need in order to be able to prepare this Gemara b'chavrusa. So again, point number one. Only certain items can become tamei. So people can become tamei. For our purposes, the Gemara is going to talk about is a kli, a vessel, can become a kli. Part of the definition of a kli is that it has a base kibul. Yes, correct. But a kli is potentially susceptible to tumah. The question, though, is that, and pshutei kli'ates, as we refer to them in the Gemara and other places, right? If it's just twigs or sticks, that cannot become tamei. So we need to figure out at what point does the pshutei kli'ates, right? Does the wood that you're turning into a kli, at what point is it defined as a kli? Because sometimes you'll have a kli which is functional, but you're not done preparing that kli yet. So for instance, let's say you're making a kli out of, okay, somebody's knapsack is ringing. Let's say you're making a kli out of wood. So if you have a kli that you're making it out of wood, so you need to make it a base kibul that it can hold something, but at the same time you also need to do what Rashi is going to refer to as lashuf, which means that you need to polish it. Lishabeitz nowadays is like renovations, but it means that you're going to decorate it. Sometimes you'll put, studs on it, a design on the outside. Different things like that are part of the kli, but it's not necessary for the kli to be functional. And the last one that Rashi says is ligarer, which would mean to plane it or to sand it down. So these are all processes that are part of the kli becoming a kli and are necessary in order to make sure that it has a shame identified as a kli.
Even though you don't need that functional before that.
Even though it's functional before it. So our sugya, so just keep this in mind, this is the first point, is going to try to figure out at what point if I decide or that I'm going to be done making it, or if I want to continue, does it already become a kli? And then if it becomes tamei, it's already considered to be susceptible to tumah. That's the first type of tumah that the Gemara is dealing with. The second one the Gemara is going to deal with is when it comes to food. Foods are subject to certain types of tumah, but the Torah says they require a process called hachshara. Meseches machshirin in Taharos is the process of preparation to become tamei. What's necessary to finish the preparation for the food to become tamei? So the Mishnah tells us in Meseches machshirin in Perek Vav Mishnah Dalid says that there are 7 different types of liquids that if they fall on the kli, and the Gemara will discuss the details of how they got wet, that are fall onto the food, are makshir, that prepare the food for Kabbalas Tumah. And the way that we remember them, and this you could put this on that list of things to remember for the rest of your life. You got it, Ellie? The 7.
I have a thing for that.
Yeah.
Yad
Shachat Dam. Yud Dalid. If I had the board that I asked for over here, we'd write it down. Yad Yud Dalid Shachat Shin Ches and Dam. Okay, what are they? Yad Shachat Dam. What do they stand for? What? Shin. Yeah, like chef thing. What do they stand for? Yeah, Yosef. 1. Yayin. So wine is one of them. That's Yud. Yad. What's Dalid? Anybody Dalid? Okay, good. We have 2 dalid, so one is dam and one is dvash. What type?
Date honey.
Date honey is not correct. Even though in the pasuk we say, that's why he said, right? Eretz zavas chalav udvash is referring to dvash, right? Good. But the Mishnah actually says it's referring to dvash devorim. The Mishnah says explicitly that it is the honey of bees. So again, yad yud is yayin. Dalid is, we'll call it dvash devorim for now. Shin, shemen, oil, good. Ches, chalav, milk. Tes, tal, very good. Dew.
What's the difference between dew and water?
what is the difference between dew and water? Dew is the stuff that falls down at night. Rashi has that. Rashi and Chumash, that beautiful description. The floating eggs.
That's the challah cover.
How they came down.
I mean, just
If you put it out in the morning and it's wet, and you leave the fruit out overnight, and it becomes wet with the dew, so then that's different than water.
Is there anything like intrinsically different about these liquids, or it's just like?
How do we know them?
No, not only know what makes this.
I think dew is water.
One makes
Why
two
would
is
dew make it come in water?
Yes, that's right.
How it comes down? Beyond that, I don't know in terms of its chemical makeup and.
Like these 7 things, like
It's considered to halachically be a separate category. So the Gemara has to learn it out separately. That's really nice. So the Gemara has to learn it out separately. So again, Yud was Yayin. Dalid Dvash Devorim. Good. Shin. Shemen. Ches.
Chalav.
Chalav. Tes. Tal. Dam. And the Mem is
Mayim.
Mayim. Good. So all of these liquids potentially when they fall on when they get wet, it's considered to be that now they're not tumah yet, but now is what's the equivalent of what's called the Gemar Malacha. Now they are complete. Because all these things can potentially, again, we don't use blood usually to wash things off, but it does have the capability of cleaning them off. And then now that they've been cleaned off, they have considered to be Gemar Malacha. The same way the Kli is only Mekabel Tumah after it's been complete, so too these liquids are the final step when it comes to food. And now if the food becomes Tameh, it is touched by something which is Tameh, it itself will become Tameh, again with more details. But again, that's the basic premise. That's the intro, what you need for the sugya coming up. Yeah, Boaz.